So it looks like this right now, but when you turn off all the old stuff that you don't need and you just leave your extrusions on, you're going to see that these are still clipped packages. So there are figures that I may or may not need to change in order to modify this. Right now, I'm doing the height of my package, which is up to here, plus doubling the height, which is a number 14, right? So I add another 14 feet onto that sky lobby height. But maybe that's not what I really want. Maybe what I actually want is to have some sort of variable, at least 28 feet, up to maybe a maximum of 40 feet. That's a really tall one, but I'm going to plug that in there instead. So I can kind of slide this up and down and change what that sky lobby is going to be, whatever the case. Okay, so that part's up to you. I just want to show you, I'm trying to get you in the practice of having a simple idea and just injecting modifiers into it in order to make it something that's a little bit more compelling and a little bit more complex. Making sense so far? Okay, so from here, one of the things that you're going to encounter is establishing simple, let's think of it this way. Okay, well, yeah, I'll do it this way. So let's talk a little bit about the structural elements as well. You all right?
Yeah, okay. No, something funny.
Okay. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about those structural elements. The cool thing about this is I have a surface that I can use, right? The thing that I want to do with this surface is to actually separate it and make a completely new system out of it so that I can create some sort of structural framework that this whole thing can sit on. And so the way I'm going to do that is borrow this as a separate system and not integrate it into that thing for various reasons. But anyway, I'm going to copy and paste that. And then I'm going to, instead of this connection, I'm just going to put it in with this connection right there. So turn that off, and this system is exactly the same thing, but it's only one floor deep. Okay, there are ways that you can do this with grafted tree branches of data, but in most cases for new users, I don't suggest bothering with that because it's going to get really annoying. So actually, I think I'm going to pull this up instead. I'm going to do that on the top side, like that. It's a little more clean that way. All right, so with this, the surface is a certain extrusion value, right? It's -1. But that -1 actually lives exactly coincident with the floor that's there. So I want to move it down -1, and then I want to extrude it something other than -1. So rather than extrude here, I actually want to use transform, Euclidean, and move. And I'm going to move this surface -1. That puts it at the bottom of that volume. And then I'm going to plug this geometry in instead. Okay, so now what you're seeing is sort of a double sandwich of floor plates. And that was really simple. All I did was inject. I keep talking about injecting things, right? All I did was inject the move component. And then with that, I just need to modify how much I want the extrusion to move as a variable from how much I want the floor plate depth. So I can copy this, copy paste, and then plug that instead, and then just define a new value for it. So I'm actually going to make this -10 feet. Oops, just -10. Okay, that creates something like that. Does that make sense? Yep. Easy enough, right?
Can you zoom out?
Zoom out? Yeah. All right, I'm going to keep this idea really simple, and I'm going to cut off the video at this, and then I'm going to move into some basic skin system components.